Hey guys, it's Yoko. Today I'm gonna talk about how to use desu and masu. For those who don't know what they are, by adding them at the end of a sentence, you can make a sentence more polite. You may be familiar with them as in おはようございます、ありがとうございます、or 私の名前は陽子です。But you can just randomly put them. There are certain rules, and I learned that a lot of Japanese learners make some mistakes when they use them. But once you understand how it works, you're never gonna confuse those two. So I'm gonna explain how to use them correctly. Okay, so first thing you have to know is that masu comes after only verbs, and desu comes after either a noun or an adjective. Well, there's an exception, but I will explain it later. So let's start with desu because it's much more simple. Let's say これは猫です. This is a cat. これ means this. は is a particle, and having this after the word makes it the subject of a sentence. In spoken Japanese, we often switch the order of the words, but by having this wa, you can always tell what is the subject of a sentence. Oh, by the way, this is neko, cat. So with an adjective, let's say 猫は可愛いです. Cats are cute. As I said, 猫は is a subject, and 可愛い means cute. And you don't need to modify the adjective, you just have to put desu after the infinitive form. Very simple. So let's move on to masu. As I said before, masu comes after only verbs. So I'll give you a verb, iku, means go, but you can't use this in infinitive form. You have to modify it. So not ikumasu, but ikimasu. And how you modify it is a bit different, depends on the verb. So let's take a look. So we're gonna look some other verbs. 寝る to sleep, 食べる to eat, 買う to buy, 電話する to call or to make a call, 仕事する to work. If you put ます after them, 寝ます、食べます、買います、電話します、仕事します。電話 is phone, 仕事 is work as a noun, and する means do. So just adding する after a noun, you can gain a lot of verb vocabulary, so it's very useful. Unfortunately, there are a lot more verbs than these, and I can't show you how they're all modified, but don't get too stressed. You know them by heart eventually. So let's take a look quickly how to make a negative form with its masu. You just have to change masu to masen, and the rest come with the same. 寝ません、食べません、買いません、電話しません、仕事しません. Why I tell you about this? Because it lists the exception that I mentioned earlier. So we're back to desu. I told you before that after verbs only masu comes, but yeah, what is this? It says 行かないです. 行かない is 行く and ない. ない is another negative form. It's simply like not. When you use this negative form, you have to use desu instead of masu. Okay, let's see how are the verbs that I used earlier go with this. So here are the verbs. If we put ないです together, they go like 寝ないです、食べないです、買わないです、電話しないです、仕事しないです. So what is the difference between 行きません and 行かないです? I think a lot of people are taught that 行きません is more polite. In writing, yes, but it can sound too firm, even offensive a little. ジムには行くんですか? 行きません. I know it's a bit exaggerated with expression, but it still sounds like you're a little bit angry or something. Like, what the hell happened at the gym? 行かないです on the other hand sounds much softer. ジムには行くんですか? 行かないです. See? Much softer. And it's absolutely no problem to say this way to your boss or to your clients or even to older people. So don't care about too much trying to say things in a polite way because what you learn at school might be too formal for daily conversation and we don't usually talk that way. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think about this lesson. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Or if you have any other themes that you want me to cover, just let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to be uploading more videos. So look forward to it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.